Morning guys, my name is SandshrewBogut. This is the third episode of my Showdown series for the Litheo channel. So we've had a pretty successful first couple. So for this third one, I'm taking the suggestion that somebody gave me all the way back in my first video using Mega Beedrill paired with Heatran and Mandibuzz, and it's worked out really well so far, so I'm going to keep using it for this episode. This is on the OU suspect test ladder. I'm trying to get my coil up so I can vote on whether or not Greninja should be banned. I don't really have strong feelings one way or the other right now. I'm not really sure how. I know it's kind of broken. I know you can check it, I know you can't really counter it, so I'm kind of leaning towards the ban, but I'm not really positive right now. So this team centers around Mega Beedrill, which isn't the best for OU. There's a lot of Zoomerills, and one choice banded Aqua Jet knocks it out. So you gotta kinda plan well. When you use Beedrill, it's tough to use in OU. I have special defensive Heatran, physically defensive Mandibuzz, choice scarfed Rotom. I like being able to trick the scarf onto something. It helps to disrupt a lot of those wish passing teams that I see around. I have a Dragon Dancing Intimidate Gyarados and a Sheer Force Life Orb Landorus Eye, that is. So we're going to look for a battle, we'll get a couple done. Hope you guys all had a really nice holidays, and this is going to be New Year's Eve. This video is going up, so I hope you have a great New Year. Hopefully it doesn't go too slowly, and this guy has a pretty scary fully offensive team. Mega Diancie is always a problem. I don't have a lot to deal with Diancie because my Heatran has leftovers and not an Air Balloon, so I gotta kind of play around it a little bit. Landorus Eye doesn't outspeed it. I need to Beedrill outspeeds it, so I gotta get Beedrill in there and kill it with Poison Jab. So he'll probably lead with Thundurus, so predicting a Thundurus lead. I'm going to go into Heatran, and I can try to get him a rocks. He might also lead with Victini, which would be nice. I don't want to see the Keldeo lead or the Diancie lead, but anything else I'm really okay with. And he leads with Victini, so I think he'll probably just U-turn out. Victini doesn't get Earthquake, I don't think. So I'm going to take this chance to set up my rocks. He'll probably go into Diancie or Keldeo. He might even go into Dragonite, because he's got the Earthquake most likely, but I thought I carried Whirlwind and Mandibuzz. I have Foul Play, so I'll get my rocks up first turn, which is nice. He doesn't have a Spinner or Defogger, unless Thundurus somehow gets Defog. Oh no, he could have it on Scizor. I use a Defog Scizor every now and then that I like a lot. So we'll see. He doesn't have any setup sweepers outside of Dragonite and Rock Polish Diancie, so I don't have a ton to worry about with that. So he brought in Keldeo, like I thought. He could go for the Icy Wind predicting Mandibuzz, or he could go for the Hydro Pump or Scald. Mandibuzz doesn't really want to take a Hydro Pump, especially if it's a Specs Keldeo or even Life Orb. So I'm going to go into Rotom. He can take anything decently well, and then I can get a free Volt Switch off. He doesn't have any ground guys to nullify, which is nice. This guy he doesn't have a lot of switch-ins with this team. The bulkiest thing on his team is probably Dragonite, which doesn't really want to lose its multi-scale or switch in at all. So I'm going to Volt Switch. That Keldeo is going to be a big problem for me. I can beat it one-on-one with Gyarados, and I can use Keldeo as setup bait or fodder for my Gyarados. So he goes into Scizor. It's nice, we'll get a Volt Switch off. That does a lot, which is very, very nice. And now I can go into Heatran, but if he has Superpower, I'm in trouble. Beedrill doesn't obviously want to take that move. That is priority Bullet Punch. There we go. It's kind of losing a little bit there. This guy has everything I hate on his team. I hate Thundurus, I hate Keldeo, I hate Victini. They're all really good, I just don't really like them so much. So I'm going to go into Gyarados. I'll get my Intimidate off. There's not a lot he can do to me. He could Swords Dance, I guess, but I can just Dragon Dance right alongside it, and then he's in trouble. So he will likely switch into Thundurus. I'll outspeed after a Dragon Dance and could knock it out with a Waterfall. I'm going to go for the Substitute, predicting a switch. He might just U-turn out, but U-turn wouldn't do anything. I mean, he's welcome to. So we'll see what he does. Gyarados is, looking at it, I didn't really think about it going into this, but Gyarados is a huge, oh, he gets the crit on the U-turn. If I had just gone for a Waterfall, I'd be fine. That's not great. Oh, that kind of sucks. So, he's going to switch out. My Substitute is gone. That makes me sad. But it's good that he goes in the Thundurus, which means that he's going to take some stealth route damage. He has leftovers though, which isn't the most comforting thing to see. So I can go into Heatran and just start being a dick and roaring. I can go into Landorus predicting the electric move and then scout for HP Ice, which I think I'm going to do. I don't think he's going to go straight for the HP Ice. Although I don't want to risk it, Heatran's a safer play. Because he's not life forward, but I don't have to worry about him so much. He could have the superpower. He nasty plots. And it didn't cancel my switch. So I'm going to assume he has the HP Ice. He must. On an offensive nasty plotting Thundurus. So I'm going to go into my Heatran. Heatran isn't hugely important to me as well because he's beaten by Dragonite. He's good for the Victini actually. So Heatran is kind of important. He goes right for the Psychic. So I'm going to assume he doesn't have HP Ice, which is really nice. I'm going to roar him out. I don't want him to keep that boost. The nasty plot is kind of, you don't see that very often in Thundurus, usually those utility sets. And he has Focus Blast. Okay, that's not ideal. So, what do I want to do? Scarf Rotom can outspeed and get a Volt Switch off. So I think I'm going to do that. Now this Thundurus is becoming kind of dangerous and could possibly sweep my team. So I gotta be really, really careful. He probably has the Thunder Wave. So we've seen Psychic, Focus Blast, Nasty Plot. So his last move is probably Thunderbolt. I don't think he has a electric move. I mean, yeah, the HP Ice. Or Thunder Wave, which is nice. So Volt Switch does a good chunk. We can safely assume, I don't think he's going to go for the Psychic. If he does, great play, and I lose Landorus. We're going to see how this goes though. It's being a little slow with the switching. So he goes for the Thunderbolt, which is nice. So he'll die to a Sheer Force Sludge Wave. So I'm going to go for that. I need to hope to live a Psychic. I don't know if I can, thinking about it now. But we shall see. Oh, he misses Focus Blast. That's really, really nice for me. So that Thundurus goes down, so it's a huge threat that's gone. And I only lost Heatran, which isn't great to lose because, like I said, he's really nice to have for the Victini, especially if it's Scarf Victini. But we will see. My biggest chance of winning is still getting if I get a Dragon Dance off with Gyarados, and that Dragonite is a little weakened, I can beat it one-on-one. So he goes into Keldeo. I can go back into my Rotom. Because he surfed before, we can assume he's going to surf again. Do I want to keep Landorus? He's nice to have for Scizor, for Dragonite, and even the Victini I outspeed. If it's not Scarf Victini, it might be Banded. What do I need? Rotom. Rotom's there for the Keldeo mainly. I don't really have him. He's nice for the Victini, but again I have Gyarados for that. So I'm going to go into my Rotom. And we'll be able to Volt Switch away. And he goes for the Secret Sword. Good play by him. But now that he's locked in his Secret Sword, I can go into Gyarados and get up a Dragon Dance. We haven't seen an item yet, so unless he's Expert Belted, which I don't think he is, so I get my Dragon Dance off, which is really, really nice for me, because I don't... He could go into his Victini. He's probably going to predict a sub, because I subbed the last time. Bit of lag with the Showdown so far. I've had that problem all day. So, like I said, the last two videos, guys, let me know what you want me to use next time. So tell me who you want me to use in the comments. Anyone you want me to use, I will. If nobody gives me any suggestions, I have to use Mega Audino next time, and I really don't want to do that, so please save me. So, Dragonite. I'm going to go for the Bounce, because Waterfall doesn't do anything. Ice Fang would be nice in this situation, but I don't carry the Ice Fang. I don't know what kind of Dragonite this is. You see a lot of Banded, you see a lot of... he goes for the Dragon Claw, so we can assume he's probably Banded, but we're not sure. So Bounce is going to come down. He might go into Diancie, but Diancie could get paralyzed, and I could follow it up with a Waterfall because I'm faster. So he doesn't have a lot of switches for this Gyarados, which is very, very nice. Bounce comes in, doesn't kill him, and he goes for the Dragon Dance. So now he's likely going to outspeed. I think he's faster. But I can go for the Waterfall. That's really unfortunate that I lived. That kind of throws my whole game plan in the whack. I could... Let me cancel this real quick. I could go into Mandibuzz to take... Oh, he Extreme Speeds. That's fine. Because now he's going to die. So it's very nice that I get a little bit of that HP back. So he doesn't have a ton of switches in right now. Scizor, I think from the range he's in, gets O-Code. I think Diancie will die to a Waterfall. Keldeo will die to a Bounce. If his Victini is Scarfed, he will outspeed me. He goes into Victini, so I'm going to assume he's Scarfed. He has to go for the Fusion Bolt. He's done a good job of predicting me so far, but if he doesn't go for the Fusion Bolt, he will lose his Victini, because I think I would live. Maybe I don't live at V-Create, but I'm going to go in the Landorus, because if I die, I die. Landorus gets outsped by, once the Diancie Mega Evolves, he's outsped by him, and Keldeo would kill me, beats me one-on-one. So Landorus isn't very essential to my team right now. And if he's Scarfed with Victini, he can go for the V-Create. He goes right for the Bolt Strike, which is great. So he's locked in on that, so he's going to need to switch. And I'm free to go for the Earth Power. If he can switch on moves, I'm going to outspeed him and he'll die. Earth Power will knock out probably he's sacking off his Scizor, which I think is the right play to make. So that's great that I don't have to deal with the Scizor. So that helps Beedrill a lot to kind of deal with this team a little bit more. Beedrill can now outspeed the Keldeo, and I can kill the Keldeo with the Poison Gem. That's nice because Keldeo is such a threat to my team. And he's going to go into that Keldeo, that problem. So I want to keep Landorus around because then he can't just go for the Bolt Strikes. So I'm going to go into my Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz won't take a Surf particularly well, but he's kind of essential to, I guess, sack here. Yep, so like we see, Surf is going to be a 2-hit KO. I could have gone into Gyarados, but I don't. I want to keep Gyarados' HP as high as possible, because that way I can deal with his Victini, his Keldeo, and his Diancie. So I'm just going to go for a Toxic. He's going to kill me with a Surf, which is fine. That's okay. I assume he's a Specs Keldeo because of the amount of damage he's been doing with those Surfs. Keldeo's actually a big problem for this team. I haven't actually faced one yet, so it's good to know now. I might lose just to that Keldeo alone. So I can go into Beedrill, get my Mega off, or I can go into Gyarados and go for the Bounce. I don't know. What do I want to do? Let me think. I don't think he's going to sack his Keldeo because it does so much work. So I think if I go into Gyarados, I'm free to get... I could go for the Waterfall or the Bounce. I think I would go for the Bounce with Gyarados. Whatever the case, I'll live a Surf. So we will see how this goes. This is a good first battle. One way or the other, it's close. So I'm gonna Bounce. He can Surf me and then switch out. That's fine. Victini doesn't want to take a Bounce. Diancie will take a Bounce pretty well, but it can be paralyzed, and then the Waterfall follow up. So he goes for the Surf, which is great. If I had Dragon Dance, I don't want to Dragon Dance if his Victini outspeeds me though, just because we know that's a problem. I think I lose to Scarf Victini at this point, which is really bad. So he goes in Diancie like we expected. Bounce comes, does not kill, but I outspeed and I can follow it up with, oh no, misclick, cancel, Waterfall. I hope it didn't register that Bounce, that'd be really bad. Yep, it registered the Bounce. Damn it! That is the absolute worst. Alright, I need to paralyze him here. That is not how you want to lose. Come on. I mean, he's not gonna... He goes for the Moonblast, which is expected. Doesn't get paralyzed, so I'm gonna lose to Diancie because of the misclick now, which is a bit of a shame, because Waterfall would have knocked him out for sure, especially after he Mega Evolves. Diancie is incredibly frail. Gyarados is looking pretty win conditioning right about now. Do I want to sack Beedrill? No, because then Keldeo can run. I think this guy's got this, I think. I'm trying to think of how I can possibly win. I don't think I can. That misclick is huge because then he would obviously be in a much worse spot. So I'm going to go for the Waterfall with Gyarados. Yeah, I lost this one. Well, that's a bit of a shame. Not ideal. That would have been cool. He Psyshocks. He predicted the Beedrill. So that's huge that now he's knocked out. But his Keldeo can come in and revenge kill me, which he's going to use. He's saving his Victini, which is the smart move to make. So I'm going to Bounce and pray he misses a Surf. But obviously it's not going to happen. So the next play when I bring in Beedrill after this is huge as to what he does, because I need to Mega and Protect, but the problem with that is that's very, very predictable. And him knowing that could go into Victini and outspeed me. So I'm going to Mega. If I Poison Jab, I'll catch the Victini and could kill it. I don't think he wants to risk bringing in his Victini on the Beedrill. So I'm just going to Protect. Although if he predicts me to Protect, it's a safe switch for him, because he can just go right into Victini and likely win the game. Not likely, he would win the game. Although, if he goes into Victini, I would sack Landorus, he'd go for the V-Create and lower his speed. He goes for Victini and it didn't let me cancel again. So I wasn't thinking about that enough. Drill Run would have won me the game right there, or even Poison Jab. So now I go into Landorus, and then he's going to win now because of that play. That was a great play by him at the end. He deserved this one. I should have Mega'd and Poison Jab, but that was very risky for him to switch. And I survive the V-Create. So this is actually really big now. I'm going to go for the Earth Power. It'll knock out Keldeo, and now I outspeed his Victini. And he goes down, so there's a chance we'll win this now. That's huge that I survived the V-Create. I can't believe that happened. That must have not been a max attack Victini? Because Landorus isn't the bulkiest. Like, he's got some good defenses to him, but nothing that would let him live. I'm just going to go for the Psychic for the hell of it. He's going to kill me. But maybe he'll miss. He's going to go for a Surf. Yep. So it all comes down to whether or not Beedrill can kill with... Unless this Keldeo is Scarf too, and then that would be bad. But this is a nice little comeback. Good first battle, one way or the other. So I'm going to go for Poison. I always forget if Fighting resists Poison. It's one of those types that I always have problems with. I think it doesn't, but we'll see. So we'll go for the Poison Jab. Watch him just outspeed me, and all this discussion was for nothing. Alright, come on. You can do a Beedrill. I have faith. And he knocks him out. Alright, so we came back to win there. He misplayed pretty badly. Oh, he didn't misplay. I just lived the V-Create. That was a very, very good game. So it's a good one to start. I might just quit because, you know, nowhere to go but down. But we're going to move forward. So this guy has, he's got the Shuckle. And he has a bit of a sand team. Actually, an entire sand team. So that's kind of cool that he's got that. So we can assume that he will likely lead with Tyranitar to want to get that sand up. So I can lead with Gyarados, get the Intimidate off. He also might lead with Shuckle to get his hazards. I have Mandibuzz to spin away hazards, and he doesn't have a lot for Mandibuzz, which is nice, unless that's especially attacking T-Tar with, what's that move he gets? Ice Beam. He doesn't have a lot for it. That Landorus on his side is going to be a problem for me. I can beat him with Beedrill. Oh no, he's ground type too. I could beat him with Scarf Rotom or Gyarados, but I'm going to have to play around him with a little bit. I always got to be careful with the Gastrodon because he's got that Storm Drain. I don't want to go for water moves because he can just switch into Gastrodon and get a special attack raise. So I think he's going to lead with Tyranitar. So predicting that, I'm going to lead with my Beedrill just to get the Mega off early. That way I don't have to worry about protecting unless I have to. So we will see what he leads with. He leads with Tyranitar. I'm going to lead with Beedrill. I'm going to Mega and U-turn. I think he will get up his rocks. I think I outspeed anyway. Beedrill speed's only 70, but I'm max speed and Jolly. I don't think Tyranitar is. It normally isn't. So I can just Mega and U-turn. He might Stealth Rock, predicting my Protect, because Beedrills, that's almost what they always do. U-turn will do damage to everything. Won't do anything to Scizor, won't do very much to Shuckle at all. But it'll give me a nice little switch initiative. I'm going to Mega and U-turn and knock him down to 9, so that's great, because now I can go into Rotom. No, wait, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go into... What is he going to... Keeps not letting me cancel. But he's going to get up his rocks, which I don't mind at all, because I can obviously do other things. With the rocks, I can defog them away later with Mandibuzz. I have a lot of safe switches with Mandibuzz. Garchomp is a safe switch. Shuckle is a safe switch for anything. Scizor is too. I have the Foul Play on Mandibuzz, so even if anything wants to Swords Dance, I can take one hit if I'm at full health and retaliate with the Foul Play, which will likely knock out the Scizor and the Garchomp. I don't believe he's going to stay in. I think he's going to switch into his Gastrodon, so I'm going to go for the Willow, just to try to get residual damage on something, and then maybe cripple something if I can. I don't think he can't switch into a lot. He has a huge water weakness, and I have 2 water guys. So he goes into Gastrodon, which is great. I could have tricked him to give him the Choice Scarf, but on the off chance he stayed in, just sacked the Tyranitar. I didn't want to give him the Choice Scarf because Choice Scarf T-Tar is a problem. So now that he has gone into his Gastrodon, he can go for his Toxic, he can go for a Scald. I don't believe he'll Scald though. So I'm going to go into Heatran as a pivot switch, which is a little risky, I know. But, or I could go into Landorus and fire off an Earth Power. He can go with his own Landorus, but I don't think he wants to risk a Speed tie this early in the game. He's not going to Scald. I don't want Beedrill to take Stealth Rocks damage. I'm going to go into Heatran, predicting a Toxic, and then I'm going to pivot into Mandibuzz to get rid of his rocks. Yep, he goes for the Toxic, which is great for me. He's going to take a little bit more burn damage. Obviously, I don't want to stay in because a Scald or any kind of Earth Power move will destroy me. So I'm going to go into Mandibuzz, and then I'm going to defog away those Stealth Rocks. I outspeed, but I'm not going to go for a Lava Plume to try to double burn him or something. That's not really how it's going to work. So if the game stops lagging, we are going to make our move. Hopefully it is the right one. Gastrodon's one of my favorite guys. I've used it last season in the LBA, and he was a big part of my team. I used a core that wasn't always the best for people, so he Scalds, and he gets a crit. Doesn't get the burn, which is nice. So I'm okay with just getting that crit. I'm going to defog away the rocks, because then I can Roost next turn. If he wants to Toxic me, I can live with that. That's okay. Stuff happens. I don't know if this guy's taking a long time or it's just straight lag, but I don't know. He's got a cool sand team though. He doesn't have anything to really... does Landorus get Sand Force or Sand Rush? Because I'm really not sure. That's probably something that's good to know. I'm going to Roost to get my HP off before I switch away. He's one of them Toxic-ing Gastrodons. But it's nice that I'm wearing him down a little bit. He goes for the Recover straight away. Now I believe he's going to Scald. He's actually definitely going to Scald. I don't want to defog or... not defog, foul play him or anything. So I'm going to go into the Rotom, and I'm going to Trick. Because then I can... he'll stay in on the Rotom, he'll probably Toxic him. And I can trick him into whatever I want, just so that this Gastrodon can't stay in all day, because I don't have a single grass move on any of my guys. Sweet Skulls doesn't do a lot, doesn't get the burn, which is nice. I'm actually getting really lucky with that. Now we're going to fire off a Trick. If he wants to switch into Shuckle, he has no reason to switch out though, because Gastrodon can stay in on Rotom for days, unless he predicts the Trick, and then in which case, good job by him. If I tricked initially, we wouldn't be in this big situation. So that's why you gotta go with your gut. So I Trick, which is great, because now he's choiced in the likely Toxic, which is phenomenal for me. Sand goes away. I don't mind the Toxic damage on Rotom so much, because I'm not going to keep Rotom in for long periods of time. I like being able to hit and run with Rotom, but now that I'm lefties instead of Scarf, I gotta be a little bit more careful. So this is great, because I go into Beedrill, he goes into T-Tar, I can U-turn. He will likely go back into Gastrodon or Shuckle, because Tyranitar is his Sand setter. He might have Sand Storm on another guy, but you don't see that very often, so I'm just going to U-turn. I'll get Switch Initiative, which is very, very nice for me. And then if he goes into Gastrodon, Scarfed Gastrodon is still slow as hell, especially because he's not invested in speed, so he dies, which is phenomenal. Now I have a safe switch into Gyarados. I'll take a little bit of sand damage that'll mitigate my leftovers for a while, but that's fine, who cares. So, go into Gyarados. He will likely go into Landorus or Shuckle, or he could go into Gastrodon, but that's just a free substitute Dragon Dance, and then, you know, that's going to be fun for all of us. I really like this Gyarados set. I've never used Bounce on Gyarados till recently, and I don't like the accuracy to it, but it's a really, really strong move, and I know it's the one turn where guys can switch it whatever they want, but that paralysis chance tends to change that. So he goes into Garchomp. Garchomp is just... oh, it's probably a Sand Force Mega Chomp. I didn't think about that before. So he's going to Mega Evolve and go for some kind of Dragon type move. But that's fine, because then he's outsped by Beedrill. I can get a nice U-turn off, I can go in the Landorus and Earth Power. We got options. Mega Garchomp is one of the weakest Megas, I think. He's just, the speed drop is just terrible. Oh, so he... Sand Force, he can't hit me with any Sand Force moves, so he can just Outrage. I don't know if I can live plus the Outrage from Garchomp, but we're gonna find out. It'll be a learning experience for all of us. This Garchomp's actually a bit of a problem. Like a big problem. I live the Dragon Claw fire for foul play, and it just OHKOs him. So that is spectacular. So his Sand, looks like that's his biggest Sand Sweeper, that's gone. That thing is no longer alive. He can get up Sticky Web still with his Shuckle, or rocks with his Shuckle, which is annoying, and he forfeits. So that's kind of a big thing. It's always demoralizing to see just one shot from a wall just destroy you. But that's nice. I mean, if he had Outrage, he would have knocked me out. But then he'd be locked in Outrage, and you can always try to play around that a little bit. Got Heatran with the Lava Plume to try to burn him, or I could just roar him if I wanted to. Well, that's great that we got that win. What's my coil at? I'm not that high. 1679, so I'm about, I think it's 2700, so I'm about 1,000 away. So we'll do one more battle. This video is actually pretty long because that first battle took forever. But that was a fun one, that first one. So this guy has, oh my god. This is what we call a dickish team. This is a 5th gen only team. But he has the Cosmic Power Sigilyph, the Baton Passing Scolipede. He's got, Confederagus is always a problem. Mandibuzz can be annoying, as you've seen with mine. Bouffalant Head Charge, if it's banded, does a lot of damage. Even Scarfed does good damage to everything. So he's going to lead with either the Sigilyph or the Scolipede. I'm going to lead with my Gyarados, because it's basically a free sub for me. And then I can just start Dragon Dancing his on his Sigilyph. Okay, he's going to lead with the Bouffalant. That Bouffalant is kind of a problem. I can go into Heatran to take his Head Charge. I don't know if Head Smash. I don't know if he wants to take a Waterfall from Gyarados. They don't have the best bulk in the world. They're decently bulky, but it's not great. So I could just go straight for the Waterfall to get some damage on Mandibuzz. I could try to sub to Scout to see what he wants to do. I think I'm going to substitute. We will see what he does. Nope, I don't want to do that. Go into Heatran. Because then he can go into Mandibuzz, I can Lava Plume it, I can get up rocks. And it didn't cancel again. He goes for the Wild Charge, so it's good to know that that's what kind of Bouffalant he is. So he has Wild Charge. We didn't see an item. I don't know if he's definitely not Scarfed, because he would have outsped me. I also don't know if he's Banded, which he very well might be. So predicting another Wild Charge, we're going to go into my Landorus. And then we don't want to fire off an Earth move when he's 2 flying guys, so we can go right for a Sludge Wave. And now he has the Head Charge. He doesn't get Sheer Force. That's probably a Reckless Bouffalant. I don't know what item he has. It might be the Expert Belt to bluff the stuff. So I'm going to Focus Blast. He can go into Sigilyph, that's fine. He stays in and dies, which is very nice. Bit of a questionable play, but Landorus is kind of versatile. It doesn't always have the Focus Blast. They carry a lot of different moves. So now what for him? His only Zebstrika. I'm gonna be honest, I never see Zebstrika. I don't do a lot of NU. I haven't bred on my Wi-Fi a lot of lower tier guys, which people like Tipster Jones will tell you very quickly that I don't use lower tier guys. So he's like he gets the fire move. He gets that he gets Overheat. I'm gonna go into Heatran. I don't know what he's gonna do, but I don't think he gets. I think the only ground move he gets is like Bulldoze, which I don't think he'll go for. So we'll go into Heatran, see what he wants to do. Hidden Power, resisted, which is nice. So that doesn't do anything. I'm gonna get up my rocks. Heatran's gonna be big for this battle because his Sigilyph is probably one of those cosmic powering kind of douche type guys, and I can roar him out continuously, which is a nice thing for me. So he Thunder Waved me, which isn't really anything to me. I'm going to go right for a Lava Plume. Got that nice little burn chance. It'll do decent, okay damage. He Thunderbolts, that doesn't do anything. I don't know what this guy's really doing. Lava Plume does over half. I didn't realize Zebstrika was that frail, because I don't have any special attack investment in this Heatran. So another Lava Plume, no reason not to. Beedrill puts in a decent amount of work. Just worried about the Scolipede a little bit, but Beedrill's pretty good. The Confederagus is obviously a problem. because actually he resists everything. He could Will-O-Wisp me. So Beedrill again doesn't really do a lot here. But it's not an OU problem because Confagrigus is RU. I'm surprised it's RU though, it's such a good wall. So here's the Siglith. I'm not even going to mess around, I'm just going to roar him out. I don't want him to Cosmic Power me at all. I want him to know that he's not going to be able to set those up very easily. Yep. Even if I get fully powered, that's fine. Because stored power won't do anything to me. He's not a toxic Flame Orb one, which is nice because then he can't burn Gyarados. But to beat that Siglith, I need to have a Dragon Dance up with Gyarados already. So now I'm going to go into Gyarados on Scolipede. And then I'll be able to go right for the Waterfall type move. But he has good coverage for that Siglith with his other two walls. He Swords Dances. Scolipede's pretty frail. I'm going to Waterfall. Or do I want to bounce? Oh, does Rock Slide hit guys who have bounced? No, it does not. I'm just going to Waterfall, regardless. And he gets the Poison on Poison Jab, which is very, very unfortunate. So this Scolipede is a bit of a problem, but now I can just go into Mandibuzz. I would definitely want to preserve Gyarados. For another 2 turns he's going to be alive. So that's an offensive Scolipede. He might not even have Baton Pass looking at this team. Oh, now he's going to Iron Defense. But that's fine, because Foul Play works on his attack and not mine. So I'm going to Foul Play him. He can't one-shot me with anything. He can't. He doesn't have any reliable recovery. Outside of Rest, he Poison Jabs me, it doesn't do a lot. He gets the Poison again. So that's kind of bad, but he dies to a Foul Play. So I don't have to worry about him anymore. Which is very, very, very nice. Unfortunately now he can go into Siglith, but as long as I have Heatran, I'm okay. He goes into his own Mandibuzz. I'm going to Roost just to get up some HP. Actually, I'm going to Toxic this thing. I don't want this Mandibuzz to be able to stall me out, because I don't have a lot for him. He knocks off my lefties. That's fine, because now he's Toxic. I'm going to Roost just to get my damage, my health back up, and then I can really go into anything I want. I can go into Rotom, get a free Volt Switch off. Rotom's going to be nice because I can... if I trick the Siglith, he's done, essentially, because he can't really do anything to me then. We're both just going to trade our Roosts up. But his Toxic damage is going to rack up. Free Switch on the Rotom, where I'm going to be able to Volt Switch out. He doesn't have a lot for Rotom now. My Rotom is max special attack. Scarf. So he hits pretty hard. And he knocks off my Scarf. That's actually really bad. It was a good play by him to predict the switch. Excuse me. So I'm going to Volt Switch now. I can trick and try to steal his leftovers. Confagrigus will not take this Volt Switch particularly well. And that is a free switch into Landorus. Oh, I don't want to go into Landorus. I want to go into Beedrill. Let's showcase some more Beedrill. And I don't get to pick. So, he could go into his Siglith. He doesn't want to stay and take an Earth Power. That we know. That is unequivocally true. So, he goes, I like your Pokemon, question mark. I don't think I like your sarcasm, Ivan. So I'm not sure what I want to do here. He's going to switch. And he forfeits. Okay, I guess he figured he couldn't win. Would have been interesting to see how I could deal with that Siglith now that I couldn't trick it. And he was Magic Guard, so I could just keep roaring him out though, and when his last guy might just sweep me, but I don't know, who knows? We'll never know. So that is at 34 minutes. So that is going to be it for us. That is the longest video we've done so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was another good one. The first battle was great. This one wasn't, forfeited halfway through, so whatever. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. I liked it. Give me suggestions for who to use next time. If you like this, like and sub this, like this video. You should always like the video whether or not you liked it or not. Just, help me out a little bit. And also sub to the Litheo channel if you like it. We have great content coming almost every day. And also the LBA season is starting up soon. So you get really good videos, whether there'll be a draft recap video, a season pre-cap video. There's a weekly power rankings that Tyler, the founder, does. And Tyler, he puts in so much work to these videos, and it looks great, and it's always nice to hear about different analysis about certain teams. There's always the Battle of the Week for the LBA. And we have our normal Litheo things. We have Terran's Nuzlocke, we have VGC Thursdays, we have Rudy's battles on Fridays, Wi-Fi battles that are always tremendous. There's going to be a really, really good one coming up where you get to see Mega Pidgeot be its normal godly self. So sub to Litheo channel if you want to, if that all sounds like something you guys want. We have 99 subs, we're one away from 100, so we're really, really close, so it'd be nice to get that before New Year's Day. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been showing. Hope you guys have a great New Year's. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. And I will talk to you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.